Hey guys, so I cannot believe that it's done. Woo! It seems totally surreal. Um, that I have a little 3-day embryo floating around inside of me, hoping to attach somewhere and grow. It doesn't even feel real. I'm like, what? No. Yeah, I went in. It was pretty straightforward. It was like a pap smear. They put the metal speculum in, crank it up, open wide, stick the catheter in like in the little movie, and yeah, put the egg in. So the scientist came to talk to me first, and she was a Russian scientist, which I thought was epic, totally perfect. And she was explaining the eggs to me. So she's like, you've got the 3 eggs, and this one looks like the best one. This one I'm really happy with. They have a scoring out of 5, so 5 is the best egg, best quality egg, and 3, she said, is average. They see a lot of 3s. So one of my eggs was a 3, so an average good egg. One of the eggs was splitting too quickly. Even on the first day, she said it had split too much, in her accent. It had split too fast. I don't like it splitting that fast. It split way too many times, and it just makes me a little bit nervous for it to split that much. So I think that it looked a little bit abnormal, which made me think that maybe it could be a molar type of pregnancy type of egg. I have no idea. I'm going to ask them more next time I see them. In the moment, I just went blank. I didn't even know what questions to ask. But one of the eggs had split perfectly, and she graded it a 4. So 4 out of 5, and she said that's a very good egg. And she said they pretty much never see a 5, and they don't very often see a 4. So she said a 4 is very good. So that's really exciting. So obviously they put the best egg in. So they put the grade 4 egg in. They had split 8 times. And then she said the other 2 eggs, they were going to give it till day 5. So they'll let it continue to split, and they'll monitor it. And then on day 5, if it's still a pretty good quality egg, then we'll probably get one of those eggs frozen. The other one, she's really has her suspicions about, which I can understand. So that's 2 out of 4, so that's pretty exciting. But the what, I can't even talk now. The one that they put in, she said, was really good. And even the doctor that put it in, she was like, ooh, that's a good one. So wow, how amazing is technology that they can do this for you? Isn't that incredible? Amazing. Anyways, so yeah, it was pretty straightforward, quick procedure. Boom, boom. There, she's like, the catheter's in, embryo's in. Scientist double check. She's like, yep, embryo's, like, they put in a fluid, and she's like, embryo's in. You're good to go. That was it. I was like, what? What? There's an egg inside of me? But anyway, so I do have to continue with the progesterone gel that I will talk about another time, and with my other supplements. But I went straight to the acupuncturist then after the egg put in, and she puts the needles in the special spots to help nourish and support the uterus. And they do, I don't know, they put them in special spots specifically for IVF treatments. And then she had asked me my emotional side. So she's like, how are you feeling? She's like, I'm sure you've been so anxious. And I was like, well, I mean, I have, but I haven't been super anxious. But at the same time, I haven't really been excited at all. It just doesn't seem real. So I said, I'm actually probably numb. I'm not super anxious. I mean, I've had my moments, but I'm like, I'm not super anxious, but I'm not at all excited. Jared's, I think, more excited than I am at this point. And so then she was like, okay, we need to work on that. So she gave me a good pep talk during the session, and she was talking about opening my heart and releasing fear, because I think that a lot of it is fear driven. You're afraid to get excited and afraid to get attached and afraid to get your hopes up, but you're also afraid of, you know, feeling really sad and negative and in the depths of despair. So you don't want to feel the negative feelings like the anxiety, but I don't want to feel the positive feelings either. So I'm just like a little bit more flat and a little bit more numb. And also it doesn't feel real. So yeah, so she worked on that. And during the session, wherever she put the needles, I don't know, I was sitting there and I was like, I feel like I'm having a Valium trip. Like I was kind of floaty and just felt really good, and it was so weird because that's exactly how I felt on Valium. And because I've never taken Valium before, you know, I didn't know what it felt like on Valium. And so here I am, you know, a couple days ago or one Wednesday, I've had Valium, and I know, ooh, that kind of woozy, relaxed, floaty feeling. I'm sitting on the table with the needles in me, and I literally felt like I was floating kind of backwards off the table. It was so weird. So yeah, afterwards I told her, I'm like, that felt like a Valium trip. I don't know what you did, but that was amazing. It's crazy. I mean, who knows? So anyways, at this point it's just a waiting game, and they said, you know, you gotta start acting like you're pregnant until you know, actually find out that you're really pregnant. You have to start acting like you're pregnant. And I was just like, what? So in 2 weeks I go back for a pregnancy test, and then you still have to wait for 6 weeks for the scan. So there's a lot of waiting. Now it's like a big waiting game, and I just have to continue the medications that they've given me, as well as, you know, like just my extra supplements. So this is like a vitamin E supplement the naturopath recommended, and it's a really strong antioxidant, and it's supposed to help nourish those cells as they grow. This bottle was $75. $75! Australia. But anyways, if it works, I will do it. I will do it. I don't care. I've done a bit of research on the vitamin E, and I do know that in NICU with the little premature babies, we do give vitamin E supplements, and it does help prevent breakdown of their little fragile red blood cells. And it's also the strong antioxidant, but it helps prevent that damage while those little fragile red blood cells are trying to grow. So I know that we do this in the hospital, so then I thought, okay, well that would make sense. While the placenta is growing and you have this fragile cell division happening, maybe the vitamin E will help support it. So this combination of vitamin E is this very special kind, and I was like, oh, I'll just pay the $75 if it will make a difference. I'm also taking probiotics, and this one was $56. 56! Yeah, super expensive. But I've also been taking antibiotics because I was high risk for infection because of that cyst that was developing on my ovaries. So I really wanted to replenish with those probiotics, and I wanted the good quality ones. So I spent money on that. And then of course I'm taking my pregnancy multivitamin. Now the one that's really popular here is called Elevate, and it's $60. $60 for 1 month's worth. Anyways, Swiss has all the exact same ingredients and more. It had extra the omega oils. It had extra omega oils, the extra iodine and stuff too. And this one was $22. So there you go. I saved a little bit of money. And then I still have an extra vitamin B complex that I don't take every day, but that's a really nice boost for my energy as well. This is from Clark's in California. Loma Linda, right down the road from Aunt Lita's. It was 100 tablets. I still have quite a bit left from that. But anyways, so yeah, so those are my supplements. So that's it, guys. It has been a very interesting day. I was just driving home and just looking at the clouds, and the whole thing just was so surreal to me. Unbelievable. And just to get, you know, we're not quite there yet, but just to get a little bit of good news and a couple wins is enough to keep you going. It is a crazy journey, and I have a long ways ahead of me. All my friends, they have gotten to this point where they finally put the egg in. They say the next 2 weeks are going to be the worst weeks of your life. And then you finally get to those 2 weeks, and if you get even if you get a positive pregnancy test, they're like, then you have to wait for another month for the 6-week scan. They're like, so it's really like 6 weeks of just horribleness. So I'm just gonna have to keep myself busy so I don't go crazy. But anyways, I will do an update later. But yay for today. It's a very monumental moment in my life. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.